Kidnapped, walking the scene with you in old flicks from the 90s. So keen, the VHS Club, they're the talk of the town. Breaking it down, spreading nostalgia all around. Moving and grooving to the synth-pop sound. Their insight is so fresh, painting pictures profound. From Pulp Fiction to Clueless, they know it all. The genuine love for movies stands tall. Unfolding memories on that VHS screen, talking about classics like you've never seen. Katie with her charm, Matt with that wit. Together they make the VHS Club legit.
She is seductive. She is passionate. She is possessive. She is pure evil. She is Christine, a 1958 Plymouth Fury, possessed by hell. Her previous owner is not alive to warn her present one. Once she lures you behind the wheel, you will be hers, body and soul. There is no place you can hide, no place you can run, and nothing you can do can stop her. Because how do you kill something that can't possibly be alive? Christine, body by Plymouth, soul by Satan.
Welcome to the VHS Club. I needed to play that trailer. It's just, it's so, this is the vibe we're in. We're talking homicidal cars tonight. just the one homicidal car.
I love the final tagline. Body by Plymouth, soul by Satan.
Yeah. It's solid. There's supposedly, to kick it off with our first fact of the night, I don't believe there is actually the car is supposed to be a Fury, and I don't believe that a Fury is actually a model of car. It's
not a Plymouth car.
It's not a Plymouth car. Of course, now that I've said that fact, it's somewhere deep within my notes. So, I'll find it at some point, or Paul will fact check me as I'm going through. But yeah. Paul says, I guess I won't be driving for a couple of days. Yeah, absolutely not. And Kimberly is saying, I'm scared of that car. Yeah. This is a fun one.
I mean,
this is a fun
now
one.
with all the automated cars, I feel like you should be.
It's a different kind of scary.
Have more fear. And I mean, just like all the electronics in cars, there's so many more things that goes wrong with them now. Like who knew that Stephen King? So this is based on a Stephen King book.
Yeah. So this is 1983, directed by John Carpenter, inspired by a novel by Stephen King, which actually was published the same year, which is kind of wild to me because usually I feel like when they do a book into a movie, it's like
it's been around.
Yeah, the book's been around. But I guess if you're Stephen King, you're just like, turn my book into a movie.
And John Carpenter.
Yeah, why not? John Carpenter, though, so again, this is 1983. He had just finished, was it The Thing? He was at a point where he was like desperate because he had just come off a big flop. So he was like all in for literally anything. So he jumped into this one, which, yeah, short story. I like this movie a lot. I had never seen this one before, and I just really enjoyed watching this. It's like it is the level of campy and ridiculous that I expect like horror movies to have, where it doesn't feel scary. It's like it's not
Yeah.
it's not overly scary. Maybe it is to some people. I shouldn't say
I mean,
that, but
it's a car is being built, like it's on the manufacturing line, just being finished off. It's the only red car, by the way. Like all of the other cars were beige.
It's a special color red that didn't even exist. It was literally made for this movie so that it popped. Wait, we got to quickly. Josh has found our fact. Thank you, Josh. Josh says the Plymouth Fury is an actual car, so Katie was wrong.
Oh.
Originally produced as a separate vehicle from the Plymouth Belvedere in 1959. All right. So there is a Plymouth Fury. So now we can all look it up. All right, do continue, Nat. It's on the line.
Was a 58 Fury.
It was a 58 Fury. Kind of a great name for it. All right, so it's an intense, only Christine color red. It's on the line.
Yes.
Continue on.
It is a solely Christine color red.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the sudden, the car just seems to have some sort of sentient evil soul in it.
Yep.
Like on the manufacturing line. So they're adding the last parts to the vehicles. And mind you, so the first guy gets hurt. He's checking something in the engine, the hood is up, and then Christine slams the hood down and severs his hand. Horrible, evil little thing. Like, I'm like, that guy was just helping you. The second guy she killed kind of deserved it, because he goes into this car smoking a cigar and ashing on the seat. And I'm like, imagine you buy this car and there's like ash burns in it and it reeks of smoke.
It was the 80s, so everything reeks.
Yeah,
of
but you
cigarette
expect
smoke
a
and
brand
cigar
new
smoke.
car.
True.
A brand new car should have a brand new car smell, at
True.
least.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she kills him because he was a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
and then the story ends up so that's in the 50s, and then flash forward to the 70s, I believe. I don't know why the movie took place in what, 1978? I don't know why it didn't just take place in the 80s.
I don't actually know.
But I feel like it specifically took place in the 70s.
I mean, Lee has the like Farrah Fawcett feathery hair, so it's a very 70s vibe still, but it was early 80s.
Yeah.
So somewhere in between 70 blah 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 and 83.
I'm pretty sure it says. I'm pretty sure it says, because it said 1958 or 1959 or whatever when the car is being manufactured, and then it flashes across the screen like 1977 or 1978.
I think you're right. Once again, not detail oriented, so I'm not going to answer that question.
I watched it last week instead of today, so I can't
literally watched it today.
Remember.
Couldn't answer that question.
So then these two best friends, so there's one jock best friend and then one nerdy best friend, and they're going into their senior year, and the jock best friend obviously is on the football team, and he's gonna have, the cheerleaders are all into him, and the nerdy guy is just trying to lose his virginity. Mm-hmm. Maybe when that was suggested to him, he was kind of like, I don't need anybody else. You're my best friend. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I'm like, maybe he doesn't want to sleep with a girl, but so they're driving home one day and he sees this car in like a yard of like a very like derelict, falling apart old house, and it's completely rusted out, and he's like, I need this car. I'm taking out all of my savings for college, like for university in America, which costs way too much money, because that's crazy. And he's like, I will spend it to buy this piece of junk car. And then he fixes her up, and she
Kills
is evil.
Everyone.
And she seems to possess him. And he finds out from the man selling it, oh, it was my brother's car. He was a mean son of a bitch. He murdered his wife and daughter. We do find out, actually, in fact, it's likely the car that murdered the wife and daughter.
Yeah.
and it seems that the car would have possessed him, so he became more and more evil until he killed himself.
Yeah.
Allegedly, or he turned on Christine and she killed him.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Something
So
dark
this
happened.
kid, yeah, so this kid kind of basically like drops out of school and is dating the hottest girl in school and fixes up the car and becomes evil.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's basically the movie. And then the poor best friend tries to save him.
I know. I know. I do feel like bad for Dennis, the best friend, who like he gets like brutally injured and like basically like
Almost dies.
almost
Like broke
dies,
his back.
basically broke
Literally,
his back,
Christine
yeah.
broke his spine.
Yeah. But he's like, and then he ends up like even at the moment where the hottest girl in school, who Arnie, the main character, has like rejected and like been horribly abusive to, and like has driven away, she comes over to try to like get some help and get help. Yeah, help save him. And the best friend could be like a complete jerk and be like, cry on my shoulder, I will save you. And instead he's like, I think Arnie means well. Like, he loves you. Like, he really doesn't, though. Like, maybe
No.
previously Arnie would have, but yeah,
Prepossessed Arnie.
prepossessed Arnie maybe did. But so yeah, Team Dennis, like he stays a really good friend right up until the very end, which I think is kind of admirable.
And it's like Arnie ditches him and they basically stop being friends. Christine isolates Arnie from everybody that he knows. So it's like all he's doing is spending time with the car, Christine, and working.
Yeah.
And he works to be able to work on Christine.
Yeah.
And then we find out, because she's a possessed demon of a car, she can just magically repair and repaint herself.
Yeah. I thought that those scenes were really well done for 1983. Yeah. Like I assume and suppose that I was watching like a remastered or whatever version of it, but like for that being like practical effects and for the time, like really looked pretty good actually. Like didn't actually look as campy as it could have. Paul was saying 15% of the budget was just on the cars. They had, I think it was a total of like well over 20 different versions of this car. Some were like stunt cars that actually could drive. Some were ones that they were like shells of a car that they were only using to destroy and rebuild and different things. And I think I read that they actually did those scenes by like reversing the footage. So like destroying it, and then they were able to like reverse the footage so that you could see it like being undestroyed.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think is really fantastic. Yeah,
I know, because of a lot of movies are filmed in Montreal, like a lot. Mm-hmm. Like if you watch a movie that shows most major American cities like New York, Chicago, Philly,
it's either Montreal or Vancouver.
Or Vancouver.
Yeah.
But Vancouver's more the West Coast and Montreal's the East Coast, But little Hollywood secret. I've seen like when they're filming movies with like these vintage cars or like these like vintage sets and stuff, it's really cool. They're like just these whatever beater stunt cars or whatever with like a shell over it. Yeah. So they make, I guess, sort of the fiberglass of the car, the shape of whatever the vintage car is. So I'm sure they probably had some of those that were easier to drive and destroy.
Yeah, you could apparently tell the difference if you are detail oriented, which obviously I am not. But you could tell the difference apparently in the grille. I think it was like the stunt cars just had a regular grille, and the shell cars had like red, like you could see the lines of red paint through the grille because there was nothing underneath apparently. So if you're detail oriented, you could figure it out. But yeah, they definitely. What I thought was really cool about this is that like John Carpenter, I really like John Carpenter, so I guess I should start by saying that. But I do think that he did a really nice job of differentiating this one enough from the book to make it kind of its own thing without losing too much of like the general story. And he had
the Stephen Kingness of it all.
But he had every opportunity with this film to hire well-known actors, or like he had a budget for this film. So it wasn't like he was, struggling with what to do. And
he spent it on the cars.
He intentionally spent on he was like, no, the main character of this movie is the car. He really didn't want like a famous actor to be in any of these roles. He really just wanted the car to be the main character and to be kind of the focus of everything, which I think he pulled off really well. Yeah. Like this car really does feel like it has a personality to it. You almost lose Arnie in the car, which certainly is intentional. Like as he becomes,
feel like is the point.
Yeah, as he becomes kind of more connected to the car, he is definitely becoming insane. But you almost don't really even see him all that much. You just see like there are points where I don't know if you thought this too, Nat, but like later in the movie where Christine is like literally killing off a bunch of people that have caused Arnie harm or have caused her harm.
Yeah, she's going on a killing spree.
She's going on a killing spree, right? But it's like you see all these scenes of like the car revving and like the lights coming on like we saw in the trailer and like the car kind of flying at these people, right? And there was like a moment where I'm like, is Arnie even in this car? Is like
no.
Or is Christine just get like, and in some scenes he is in the car and then in other scenes he's not at all in the car.
When she goes on the killing spree, she's doing it on her own. Arnie's not there because he ends up, we find out the FBI, by the way, isn't involved. Like that one guy, he's like, I'm not a cop, I'm an FBI agent. Like after the first death. And I'm like, what?
He's from Pretty in Pink. He's the dad from Pretty in Pink. I was like, where do I know this guy? Oh, right.
Yeah. And so he's like, well, like, why is the FBI there after just one like supposedly accidental death that's mildly suspicious, but there's no, like, and anyway, so he was there.
So casual about it too. He's just like, so it looks like your car got fixed, but your girlfriend was said that it was real bad. And like, are you sure you fixed your car? Like, he's so chill. Like at no point
he's like, that
what's going on here?
The paint color hasn't been available for decades. And he's like, well, obviously it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he does mention, I think at one point, that Arnie does have an alibi for the murder spree.
Yeah.
Of the bullies. Which, can we talk about the bullies for a second?
Yeah, let's talk about the bullies
because they're in high school. They're from
high school.
workshop.
Yeah.
But like the lead bully, like Billy or whatever his name was,
was like 42.
58.
Yeah. I mean,
no, he looks older than us, Katie.
That's true. That's true.
He's supposed to be a high school kid. But I love how all the bullies are like in their 50s playing high school kids.
Like across the board though, for maybe like not in today's movies as much, but like every 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s movie, they all look like they're at least 30. Like they're not.
Yeah, like I do. I mean, a lot of actors in their 30s play, or like late 20s and early 30s still play high school kids. But no, but these guys were like a best case scenario, like a hard drinking drug use 40.
Yeah. And I also love that like the bullies are very like clearly like have seen some stuff, but then also like is he the teacher or does he own the garage or both? But like
the garage
owner is like equally like, you're like, wow, this guy has like been through a lot. He's pretty intense as well.
He was in some shifty stuff too. Like it seemed like he wasn't on the up and up necessarily.
Yeah.
Christine kills him.
Yeah. Christine gets them all.
She tries to kill everybody. I think she was very disappointed that she didn't get the best friend and the girlfriend.
So speaking of, is your favorite kill the kill like the bullies getting taken out? Is that your favorite? Do you have a favorite kill?
No, I mean the bullies weren't super extravagant. Like you didn't see a lot. I feel like the killing the mechanic shop owner was a pretty good one. Her attempted murder of the girlfriend was pretty spectacular.
Attempted murder of the girlfriend is, I think, my favorite. I love like.
It's like did Christine try to kill her because she wouldn't sleep with Arnie, or because she might have slept with Arnie?
I think it was more that she was like pissed off about the car. She gets because she gets out of the car and she
But
like
that's later.
no, she even in that like initial scene she gets out of the
that's
car.
true. She was jealous.
And she's like jealous of the car, which is like kind of a weird, like the car has not really done anything to her at that point. So you're kind of like, all right,
he was
a little
spending
weird.
so much time with the
Yeah,
car.
I guess that's
I'm
true.
like, can't you relate? Is there not a story that Katie can
Yeah,
relate to
I
about
feel like
this?
I could relate. At no point have I said I'm jealous of Dane's cars or trucks, but maybe I felt it here
At
and
no point has your husband been restoring a vintage car.
yeah, no, he's always restoring a vintage whatever, but yeah, she gets out of the car. I think that is my favorite of the like kill, not really a kill scene, but like almost kill scene, because then she gets like saved by this random person who gives her the Heimlich, and then they have like an entire argument about it, because at that point Arnie is not quite like fully possessed, so he's like still trying to be like the previous Arnie and trying to be like a nice guy, but then also clearly not at all pulling it off and being a complete jerk. So it's it's interesting. Welcome to Kathy.
I absolutely think that she orchestrated, if not accelerated, the football accident of the best friend.
Yeah, no, I think she's
that Christine also caused that.
Yeah.
So not only does Christine physically harm people, by slamming doors on them and sucking all the air out of the car or filling the cab with exhaust, or the other numerous ways that she kills people, but she also seems to have this like telekinesis where she can like anyways.
So
Christine.
Kathy is saying that the bully is the same dude from The Legend of Billie Jean, which no, we have not yet done that one. So that one we
haven't. It's on the list.
It's on the list, but that's good to know. It is. There were a few familiar faces,
and I feel the girlfriend was from something too.
Yeah,
but I can't remember what. I looked it up last week.
I couldn't picture it, but yeah, she definitely looked familiar.
She is from something. She might have been younger,
maybe, yeah,
or when she's older. I can't remember. I looked it up last week, but brain holes.
Well, this one we mentioned is based on a Stephen King novel. So some interesting fun facts about that. So Stephen King wrote the novel while recovering from a car accident. He said that
Wasted little fuck.
Yeah, which is very Stephen King of him.
I love him.
He said that the idea came from wondering whether or not the car itself was evil. And I kind of like, I love the simplicity of Stephen King books, because it typically, they're beautifully written, but they're also like just that easy. Like, what if the car wanted to kill everyone? What if it's just evil? And we were talking before we started recording, but the main difference between the movie and the book is that in the book, the story really actually centers around the person that the guy whose family, the previous owner, he's actually like a rotting corpse in the back of the car and is there like throughout the entire book, is kind of
he's the evil spirit.
The evil spirit. It's not really Christine herself.
Christine just wasn't born evil. Like, she was possessed by the owner, who was in fact murdering his family, etc. So he was the evil one. But I do like sentient Christine, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of prefer sentient Christine, and I did have this moment. So like I have a lot of respect for Stephen King, and I do think that he is a brilliant, brilliant author. I actually don't particularly like a lot of his horror books, because he is a very he writes like really intense scenes that have like a lot of like blood, guts, bodily functions. Like, I don't particularly like that when I'm reading a book. So I was kind of surprised that when watching this, I was like, oh.
Unless it's like a high fantasy written by a female author.
Yeah, fair.
Different bodily fluids.
Fair, different bodily fluids. I don't want to like, he gets like kind of just like unnecessarily gross, which I like clearly obviously works for him, but I don't like particularly
Carrie and
I don't particularly love that. But so I was kind of surprised while I was watching this one that this movie actually feels pretty tame. Like, so I was like, oh, there really isn't like a lot of kind of like like obviously the car is killing people, so there is blood, there is like some level of blood and guts, but there wasn't necessarily the same as I would have expected from Stephen King. And I think a lot of that is because they took that kind of like rotting corpse, like literal body out of the car. And the reason that they did that supposedly was because there was another movie that had just come out the previous year that had a really similar concept in it. And so John Carpenter was just really worried that it would come across as they were just stealing that idea or copying that idea. So I'm actually really thrilled that he did this.
Yeah, it seems that Hollywood does that, where they put out, it's like Armageddon and Deep Impact came out at the same time. And like there's always a clump of movies, like Step Up and the other dance movies, like they always come in groups, and so I could see like obviously somebody greenlit these movies because for whatever reason they greenlight
like
clumps topics
clusters of movies.
I'm not sure why they do that, but probably to see which one will stick, but
Oh, stop the presses. Val has seen this one. You are welcome here, Val. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Well, we're going to need to know what you thought about it and when was the first time you saw it, all of your feelings about it.
So when I was watching it, I didn't realize or didn't remember that it was a Stephen King story. But I realized it because, like, especially at the beginning, with the bullies and even in the mechanic shop, like everybody's quite gruff and they're using very rough misogynistic language and homophobic language and all of this. And that's like a very Stephen King trope. He does it not because he thinks that men should talk like that or men do talk like that. They do, but he does it to highlight, like to show like these are the true evil characters in the story, and he does that often enough. So it's like the bullies being super homophobic and the mechanic guys being super misogynistic. It's like these are the bad guys, like these are the real villains. So it was interesting that just from that kind of dialogue, like dropping the C word 10 times in 5 seconds, I was like, is this Stephen King? Google.
Well, a little bit of that was to try to get the R rating. So they again, if you remember in the early 80s, there was no PG-13. So their option was PG or R, and they were a horror movie. So they didn't want to be PG, but they didn't really have any, like, it wasn't really
other than psychological terror. Imagine taking your kid to see this.
Yeah, seriously. It wasn't really though, like it didn't hit enough of the things it needed to in order to get the R rating. So they literally were just like, swear as much as humanly possible. Like, let's throw in every conceivable, like every kind of thing that they could say that would get us over the R rating. Because weirdly enough, part of the R rating includes just like the amount of F words that you have in the movie. So,
I mean, that's country specific, mind you.
That is country specific. Fair enough. Well, they got the R rating. So part of it at least was that, but I'm sure.
Because, for example, like it's very rare in an American movie, you'll hear the word cunt very often, if at all. Which us being Commonwealth girlies, like I know children in Australia say it because it's no big deal. It's a very North American thing to be like, that's the C word, it's so bad. Whereas like like everywhere else it's just like saying you daft cow, basically. Like, so I mean in the context it's used very derogatorily, but it's not considered such. But it's not used as such in other places, in other countries. But it was just funny that I'm like, the misogyny and homophobia, I was like, oh, Stephen King. Not because, and again, if you're just dropping in and hearing that, it's not Stephen King is that. He is not. He uses that to show you who the villains are.
We're big fans. Yeah, he apparently actually hated this movie. He really said that he thought that Arnie didn't that the character of Arnie didn't explore his inner darkness enough, that it wasn't developed enough.
Arnie was, it's like he started to have an arc And then we kind of, I feel like there's maybe some missing scenes, like some edits, you know, something hit the editing floor that we didn't see. Because he kind of went from like meek and mild to slightly obsessive to pure evil.
Well, he's also lost, which I kind of liked about the movie, but he is also lost in the car and behind the car. Like he's not the main character, right, in this one. So I think it's part of that. And I did like you can hear even like in the music and the tone and the mood of this is all very John Carpenter as well. So like it is sort of a Carpenter versus King scenario where I think because the elements of Stephen King that were removed are the elements that I'm like not as big a fan of Stephen King, and I love the John Carpenter elements that were added in. That I like the balance. I think of this movie worked really well. I mean, Arnie could have probably been developed more. They did the whole thing where where his clothes get more and more intense, and like he's starting to wear like not more intense, but like he's wearing like cooler clothes. He's wearing a lot more red. Yeah. He's not
like dressed like a dweeb.
Yeah, he's like his fashion sense gets edgier as well as his personality. I did notice that one. of the fun things I noticed. I love this question, and I want to ask this to you because I think you're probably gonna have a great perspective on this. So ChatGPT gave us this talking point. It said, if Carrie was about female rage, Christine is male obsession. What do you think?
I mean, it could also technically be about female rage in the sense that, from the movie perspective, not from the book perspective.
The answer is that it's both.
It's both. And it's like, would Christine have this power over female owners or drivers? Is it that the male, what was it that they said?
It's male obsession.
Male obsession?
Yeah.
Like, without that sort of lustfulness, that male obsession, that quote unquote male weakness.
I think because it's it's status, right? Like having a cool, sexy car gets you the girl, gets you the friends, gets you but like women, I don't think by and large think
men
that or feel that, right? Yeah. So
the patriarchy tells us that, you know, that's what's true. Not in my experience, but
yeah. So I think so I do think like in this movie,
kind of,
it is kind of interesting that it is sort of like a male counterpart to Carrie, where I
think it would
dive
have to
into
be
obsession. Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously.
Like I genuinely, now that we're thinking about it, don't think that Christine would be able to successfully possess most women.
Yeah.
I think if we're going by stereotypes, we need that stereotypical male weakness for or that, I shouldn't say weakness, that male desire for status and attraction, you know?
Yeah. And I do think there is something in it too about concepts of love versus possession as well. Like as he kind of gets more and more crazy, there is this crazy possessiveness, and likewise Christine has a crazy level of possessiveness over Arnie as well. So it is, I don't know, it is kind of it is interesting for being a sort of a campy, ridiculous movie. That's where it's sort of the Stephen Kingness of it all shines through, where I do think it is a little bit more nuanced and layered than a slasher flick. It actually does have some themes and some stuff to dig into, which,
I mean, it's teens running and getting killed, so it is slasher-esque. Except the murder weapon is just a car.
I mean,
evil possession.
Short. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not selling Christine short. She does a badass job. I really genuinely, I remember the first time watching this, I'm like, she's gonna win. The best friend and the girlfriend are dead. They're not getting out of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, at that, they crushed her into a cube. But we know she could pop back up
she starts moving at the very end. There's twitching, and you're like, oh, all right.
I know. I'm like, John Carpenter, where are the sequels?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, we have 50 Halloween movies.
True.
There's 29 Friday the 13th. Where's Christine 1 through 30?
I know.
Where's Christine in space?
There is definitely like a cult following around this. There is even a there are a couple of different groups of people who own like their own Fury and version of Christine, who meet up and do like competitions for like the coolest looking one. I think it's fun to like just be kind of ridiculous about it. I
think Christine is a great killer. Like,
I do love like, so again, you're right. It is like similar to slasher movies.
I'm like, we need a movie with Freddy, Jason, and Christine. Freddy and Jason on a road trip with Christine.
With Christine, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, somebody make this happen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Daryl is on literally the same page as me. Okay, so he couldn't stop thinking about the Arnie actor, Keith Gordon, as one of the sailing gang in Jaws 2.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was literally about to say, Daryl, that like, I really feel like Christine, like, as she's like finding her prey, like there's some Jaws vibes in this one where she's just like she's coming, and it's like the John Carpenter like Halloween music where it's like heavy synth like 80s music, and I don't know, it was like, it's like a like Jaws meets Halloween vibe to me. This one, where I think, Val's with you. She would totally watch that. Wouldn't it be great? Yeah, I think it would be fantastic.
So good.
And again, like the practical effects, like there's the whole scene where they like legit lit a car on fire and blew up a gas station that they built just so that they could do that. And I think, I don't know, there's something about it that I just
I
think
love
is
that
great.
Poor bystander at the gas station. I'm like, oh, he dead. Like that guy just turned into vapor when the gas station blew up. Like, she just killed innocent bystanders. Like, she's just like, man.
And then the subtleness of the FBI agent on the other side, where he's just like, well, Arnie, a lot of people have died at this point. And Arnie's like, well, I don't know, I wasn't there, I was running errands. Like,
I mean, and he was.
Like, it's
he had an alibi.
It's so great. I like it. I don't know. There's something so fantastic. I'm laughing at Paul says it could be a possessed Thelma and Louise. Yeah, Christine
Amazing.
could. I feel like if I was Stephen King or whoever owns them, I assume Stephen King still owns to some level the story, even in movie form. I would literally have Christine in other horror movies. Like, Christine could just like randomly appear in any other conceivable horror movie. It's just like she could be like an Easter egg, an image in the background where you're like, whoa, is that Christine? Or she could be like driving through with. Yeah, I think it would be. Yes, right? A Mike and Jason road trip would be epic.
It would be so good.
So epic.
Oh, Mikey and Jay.
Mikey and Jay. Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. And there no talking, and the whole movie could just be Christine playing different songs.
Well, she has a very certain time period. Yeah. I mean, what if that triggers Jason with his like mommy issues? Because I'm thinking way too much about this, guys. I'm like, his mom was probably like younger in the 50s and would have listened to old music like that. And I'm just like, my brain. Okay, we got to stop this.
No, I think it's good. I think it's a good.
Like, is the VHS Club, are the Taters? Are we writing a movie, guys? Is this what's happening?
Now that we have Watch Party Wednesdays, we can have like Team Writing Fridays where we write movies.
I think we're just doing that right now.
Yeah, we're it's
all because it's Wednesday.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's because we're off. We're off a night, so it's just chaos. I'm just looking back to.
So do you see why this is? My dad was like, Nat, you have to watch this. Come here, kid. This is totally something that my dad's like, you need to know about this movie.
I will say, I'm just slowly becoming like a worse parent the older I get. But I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the kids could watch this. Like, it was like,
I don't think you're becoming a worse parent. I think you're just like, 80s parenting.
I'm regressing into my 80s parenting vibe. But I was like, I don't know, it's not really like, it has swearing. But other than that, and like, it's moderately violent, but not horribly violent. It has no nudity in it, other than like the one scene of
nudity
of Arnie making out with Lee in the car. There's like really nothing else in it that I can think of. Yeah. Kimberly's out. She's sticking in Disney movies. She's like, peace out. That's fair. Sorry for having to put up with our spooky season moments. You may want to pop back in, do Hocus Pocus and all of the. Although I will say, I feel like Hocus Pocus and Ernest Scared Stupid way scarier to me than any of these slasher movies or than Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I mean, Christine technically won. Like we know she's coming back to life at the end of this.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she's pretty scary. She's like not really killable.
She's not really killable.
I mean, you'd have to take all her parts apart if she lets you, which I don't see that happening. Like what, bury them all over the world?
Yeah, you can't really, you're right. You can't really
But
kill
how
them.
would you get the pieces apart?
Which is, I mean, again, not unlike the slasher flicks where it's like you have to kill them 900 million times, but there's still a Jason in Space movie.
Well,
so there's
well, technically that's not an official Jason Voorhees movie, but it still happened. It was awful. And I'm saying that, and I like generally when they're pretty bad, but that was something. I mean, at one point, Jason did actually die and get killed, but then his grave kind of got accidentally dug up, and there was a storm, and there was a lightning strike and an iron fence, and he kind of got reanimated. Yeah. So now he's not really killable, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, as Paul said.
I mean, but he did die at one point.
Crawl back together. I was kind of waiting for that moment. Like I had never seen this before, so this was a first time for me. But I was waiting for like the moment where like the car blew up and all the parts like creepily crawled back, and they actually didn't do that one in this, which they could have. See, the potential for the sequels is so high. It's so high, and we found out that Val likes guts and horror movies. Val, you are in for Halloween movies. I think so. Val is asking them about the movie with the hand that's crawling by itself. I think that's Idle Hands, which
Idle Hands.
I really enjoy that one as well. That's in I don't know.
Sorry, Doc.
I'm very broken. I'm just going back through my notes. I think we've like generally covered all the only thing we didn't cover was which I thought was kind of interesting. Apparently Carpenter wanted the film to mirror The Exorcist, but with a car. So it was a mechanical possession.
Ooh.
I'm not a big fan of The Exorcist. I find like religious horror movies to be very creepy. Like I respect them.
Yeah, always.
Like I don't want to watch that kind of way.
Any movies where there's some sort of religious, it gets to me more because most people believe in it.
Yes, yeah. It feels
like
way
most
more believable
people
than
on
a
the
car
planet
killing
believe
people.
in this one way or another.
Yeah.
So that's why I find slashers more fun and entertaining and campy, because it's less realistic than some murder or killing spree in the name of religion, which happens constantly. Watch basically every true crime documentary. It has to do with some kind of religion.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we were wrong. Val, now you need to tell us, were you thinking of Adam's Family with Thing? Because were you thinking of Idle Hands where he cuts his hand off and the hand runs off like Thing, but darker?
Oh my God. No, I think Katie and I are just obsessed with Devon Sawa and automatically are like, clearly it's not, I mean, I don't even know if it was successful, but the teen horror of Idle Hands. I love that we both went there first.
Yeah, I mean, we did just do a Devon Sawa movie, so it feels appropriate to carry that through. Oh my gosh, this was just such a fun choice, Nat. You're killing it on these ones. I know half of our fans are like, please let's have this be done, but we're good news, everyone. We're only 2 more left in spooky season, and then we are shifting into.
Yes, we readjusted our schedule.
Yeah, we readjusted our schedule.
Yeah.
I thought I could do.
So we're not doing Sleepaway Camp this year. We'll save Sleepaway Camp for next year.
We're gonna skip Sleepaway Camp. We're gonna go into Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then we're gonna go into Rocky Horror.
So if you really don't like scary movies, Texas Chainsaw is not going to be your episode.
No, just skip that one. Just fast forward through that one and join us again.
Because that's
for Rocky Horror.
Actually scary.
Yeah. Of course, Doc is saying that he used to drink on the steps of the Exorcist house in Georgetown. See, I would not do that. I'd be no thanks.
So
nope.
The Exorcist, I think what I genuinely don't Was it Yeah, it's The Exorcist, where like somebody always died. Like most people involved with making of the movies
That one in
is dead.
I think Poltergeist was
Is that
equally.
Poltergeist?
Yeah, I think both of them. I think they have both have kind
One
of
of
a really
them,
creepy stories to them.
and it's like every time they make a new one, more people die, and it's like, well, just stop doing it, because like
Yeah.
maybe you got to do the Shakespeare thing with the Scottish play where you just don't say it. Like, or put a light out on the set at night to ward off the spirits, like or just don't make more of those movies. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, very bad.
Well, I mean, very important question for the tater tots, even the ones who are not fans of horror movies. Would you want to own Christine if she promised not to murder anyone? This is a very important question. Like,
It is a
would
very
Christine
nice
be
looking
allowed
car.
in your garage if she was like a nice Christine? If you can imagine.
Would I take her at her word?
Yeah,
No.
would you take her at her word? No, you're
No.
pretty sure she's just a little bit evil. What if this
Yeah.
car was a little bit evil?
She's a great looking car.
She is a beautiful looking car. I don't even
Yeah.
think that I would be cool with like owning that car to like go to fan conventions, because I would still be a little bit sure that it would come to life and kill me. And I'm not even a big believer in such things, but I feel like you kind of
No, too much
risked it.
heebie-jeebies involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
Well, Doc is saying Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, yes, that's the one where everybody died. Yeah,
Yep.
correct.
And
Ugh.
basically none of you who are hanging out with us in the live studio audience like horror movies. So I'm really impressed that you're here for all of these
We
episodes.
love you guys.
Thank you so much for being along on this ride with us. Yeah, maybe next October we'll only do Disney scary movies to make everyone feel really happy about all of it. But we're in it now. We've got to finish strong. We're gonna finish with Rocky Horror, which Josh has now seen, so he can contribute to the conversation. That one's not really scary as much as weird. So
Yeah. There's some great interview with some of the cast that's been going around. I've been seeing clips of it on social media. I don't know if it was for the BBC or like for an anniversary or something, but recently the cast was interviewed about it, and they're giving some great behind the scenes like little tidbits about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, like how Susan Sarandon caught pneumonia several times, almost died of hypothermia. Because the set was in like this old abandoned house and there was no electricity or heating.
That would not be fun.
And they're all just wearing various states of undress for the whole film. Yeah, so, but anyhow.
Well,
I mean, that one's just fun.
That one is just fun. Well, we have a really important question for the Tater Tots, for all of you who are hanging out with us here today. So we had our first watch party Wednesday. We had Josh there, we had Adrian there. Nat wasn't able to make it, so we're doing it again here in mid-November. So you need to get your votes in. Are we watching Hocus Pocus? Are we watching Pump Up the Volume? Or are we watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off? At the moment, Hocus Pocus is slightly ahead of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but
Oh, really?
lots of time to get your votes in.
People keep asking us to do Pump Up the Volume again.
I know,
I'm
which is
surprised
why I
that
put
one's
it in
not
there.
winning.
That's okay, because as Kathy says, we need to do a Christian Slater month, which really could be Octator. Done. Kathy, done. You win. You win
Next
the VHS
year,
Club.
instead of Spooky Month, we're doing Octator.
Octator. Kathy, you just like made the whole day
Love
for us.
Christian Slater.
All right.
There's so many Christian Slater
There's
movies.
so many
Not all
Christian
of them
Slaters.
good. I've seen most of them.
Paul's in for
Not
Hocus
all.
Pocus. Kathy's in for Hocus Pocus. Josh already voted. Josh is like, I already voted. And Val wants to know where the watch party is. So we are testing out this new tool. It worked really well. Josh can give us some more details, vouch for it. But it's called Cast. So you need to have a login, like you need to create an account, but it's free. And basically it allows us at the moment, if it's popular, we'll up the ante and add in some additional features. But at the moment, it allows us to play the movie and then everyone is all in the chat, similar to what you are all now. So like we'll be in the chat with you. At the moment, there's no video or audio. I think video and audio would be fun to add into a future one, but also it might be a little chaotic. So we'll do one more chat only and see what people think of that, and then maybe we'll unlock.
I also
December
had
video
the thought. I had the thought that when we're at work.
Sorry, just needed a moment. Yeah.
Okay. Like when people log in for Zoom or Teams meetings, everybody has their camera off. So if we, like I didn't think that it was necessarily, but let us know.
Let us know, yeah.
If you want to show your face while watching a movie with us.
Yeah.
We will look into that. But I just figured most people prefer to type out messages.
Yeah, I'm pretty fast at typing, so it felt like there was a good conversation, and we had a lot of fun. So I think it's fun. But do me a favor, we're only adding in people who are part of our email list so that we can actually send you the direct link, because I don't really want to just like post that up and have all kinds of people jump in. We actually want it to be people that watch the show. So if you scan that QR code that's just right below me down this way, this is join the club, that will let you sign up for our email list. All we send by email is reminders about the show and watch party invites. And this week, people who replied back to the email, the first person who replied back to our email, I gave a mug to, and the second person the first person I gave a t-shirt to, and the second person I gave a mug to. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, possibilities to win stuff, because I did say we were going to give away stuff. So I've honored that promise. Yeah. We have honored that process. Josh says it was amazing. He had so much fun, particularly with the chat only, but video and audio would be cool too. Yeah, I think it felt like lower risk.
Let us know.
Like I could sit in like a room of crowded people, like, cause I had a family over and everyone was here, and I like had my headphones in and could be engaged without worrying that like kids were screaming in the background and things were happening. So I think Doc will be screwed because he can't type quickly. So you'll have to type with intention or text, like audio to type. What is it called? Voice to type. You can talk into your phone and see what happens. Taters only. This is a club only meeting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, we
we don't want like random Zoom party bombers, like
no.
It's you gotta be careful. We've learned that lesson.
Wait a second, Paul. So you voted for Hocus Pocus, but you'll have your eyes closed the whole time? Did you vote for one that you're scared of? That's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a scary one though. Not gonna lie. I was in Salem.
Well, unless he's
Sunday.
Talking about next week with Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, skip that one if that one's gonna scare you. Although we're really just gonna talk ridiculousness about the movie, so you won't be scared.
There's a lot of lore around this movie. Yeah. There's a lot of, I would say fun facts, but they're not super fun. But there's a lot of facts around Texas Chainsaw. So it's going to be an interesting chat, I think, regardless of, we don't have to go into the details of all the gory deaths, but still there's lots to talk about that movie.
All right. Kimberly is voting Ferris. I will have to tabulate all of these votes later. So we do have we have an Instagram poll up on our Instagram, and we did email out and have been collecting votes back that way too. So Val has never seen Hocus Pocus, so this could be an opportunity to force Val to watch a movie with us. So the opportunity is all there. Well, before we get too distracted with Watch Party Wednesday, which is coming up in mid-November, pre-Thanksgiving for all of our American friends, get your votes in, scan that QR code.
Post-Thanksgiving for our Canadian friends.
Post-Thanksgiving for our Canadian friends.
Which happy Thanksgiving, by the way. It was on Monday for us.
I know we missed you.
Happy first Turkey Day.
If you're cool like us, you get to do both. So just saying, you don't have to be Canadian to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving. Everyone already thinks that it's strange here. So you could just you could just lean into it. Go all in. I love it. Well, Nat, not knowing what I have put as the rating for this movie, or the final potato count of this movie, what would you have put?
Final tater.
How many taters / cars / fire emojis? What else would you have put?
I think 3. I think she's a 3.
You think 3?
I do love Christine. She's a seductress. A violent homicidal seductress.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So my gauge is Friday the 13th, I will rewatch frequently. Christine, I don't need to rewatch frequently.
Yeah.
I've seen it, I like it, I enjoy it, I will talk about it, I will tell other people about it. But am I gonna like be like, I am so excited to rewatch this like 10 times? Probably not.
Okay, so you're like 4
Yeah.
or 5 is like a cult classic for you, where it's like
I-
this is my like it's quotable. I need to watch it over and over again.
It's different. It's different every day. Some like every week.
Totally
every
ad hoc.
movie.
I love it.
I mean, some movies it's just the quality of the film, quality of the writing. Like who knows? Today I'm saying
okay.
this is less of a rewatch for me, so she's getting 3 because she's solid. But yeah, that's it. That's
All right.
It's just 3.
Kathy's with you. 3 as well. Kathy's with you at 3. Paul's at 2. Gravestones, good choice. Yeah, great. I forgot about gravestones. That's a good choice.
Way more than 2 people died.
Well, you know what? I'm in sync with you because I also hidden behind Paul's comment. I went with 3. I went with 3 as well. Is
Look
it
at
the
us.
best movie? No. Did I thoroughly enjoy it at the time that I was just like busy week, prepping to leave tomorrow on a business trip, and I was like, this is everything right now.
You were pretty excited about it today.
Yeah,
Katie's
yeah.
texting me updates. She's like, okay, this is amazing. And
like,
why haven't I seen this?
This movie is great. This is exactly what, like, it delivered on the promise of the trailer. I was like, fun trailer, good time of a movie.
100%.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you're right. Am I going to watch it hundreds of times over? No. Do I need to own it? No. But will I tell everyone that I thought it was great? Yeah. It's in there.
Yes.
It's in there. Daryl says 3.
I don't know. She just gives us
You know
that
what?
feeling.
We all agreed. It's not a great rewatch.
It's a solid 3.
It's a solid 3. I don't actually know the answer to Val's question. Val wants to know how many Friday the 13th movies are there? Are there? I don't know.
I will Google that right now because I feel like I have all of them on DVD except for X. Because it's not really part of the franchise.
I feel like there's at least 6, if not 8. I don't know. We've convinced Kathy to
12.
rethink Stephen King.
There's
12.
not 13?
Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
Okay,
There clearly is gonna be a
dude.
13 coming.
Somebody better make at least one more.
Quick.
That
Quick.
is ridiculous.
We need to write our Christine crossover so it can be number 13. Quick.
Yeah.
Quick. Kathy's saying at least 13, but there are not. Paul is saying 12. Crazy.
There's
That's crazy.
12. My favorite, just so you guys know, is what we affectionately call in the slasher fandom world Friday the 13th, 2009.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I
because
like that
it came out in the year 2009 and it
Mhm.
really does kind of stand apart because it has a survivor boy, which is a rare trope.
Rare. Very
And
rare.
also the best part of it is the first like half hour of the movie is not the plot of the movie. It's not the movie. There's a movie in the movie and it's just you go through this whole thing with Freddie and this whole cast that we get used to for the first half hour. They all die. And then the movie starts. I'm like, what? Amazing.
I
was so
remember it,
good.
but I definitely need a rewatch. It's like faint
The
in my
girl
head
goes
as you're
missing
talking.
and her
Yeah,
brother goes
yeah,
to find her.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's a survivor girl and a survivor boy. I'm not spoiling anything. They're all the same. But that one was fantastic.
Spoilers. I have not yet seen the 2000. No, just kidding.
You've seen 2009.
I've
We've
seen
watched it a million
2009,
times.
But it's slipped out of my head. I might need a rewatch.
It's
might
been
be
a
good
minute.
Blade movie. Might be a good Blade
It's
movie.
the guy from Gilmore Girls,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Supernatural. It would
Yeah.
be Jared Padalecki.
Yeah.
Dear God, Natalie. Like the guy from Gilmore Girls, I'm pretty sure he's
I
way
knew
more
who
known
you
for
meant.
Supernatural.
I knew who you meant.
I know you did.
Oh my goodness. Well, we did it. I don't know how well we did this movie justice, but here it is. We've checked the box. on
I mean,
Christine.
we seem to quite love it. So I think we did great.
I think we did great.
Yay us.
Many of you showed up,
It's
even though it's
Wednesday.
not even Thursday. So thank you so much for that. And you didn't even like the movie, but horror in general, which
I love you guys.
we appreciate. I'll swing back over here one more time to just remind you to scan this little QR code, and if you're if you're listening and you're like, oh, for the love of Pete, this episode has been so much things I can't scan or see and what the heck, you can just go over to the VHSclubpod.com/email. We'll also help you get on that email list. And then we'll be able to send you an invite to the watch party with the date and the time and all of that good information. And again, it's a private invite link because we don't want other people there. We just want you there. So come and hang out with us. I think it'll be a really fun time. And then we can maybe at the end of that one, we can vote on what the next movie is and whether or not we want to add video. We might be feeling December-y, might be feeling, not Nat, she doesn't believe in holidays, but like the rest of us might be feeling Christmassy.
My little Grinch heart has grown at least one size.
It's true. Nat might be up for watching the Grinch. She might be up for watching the Grinch in Christmas time. Yeah.
I'll watch a good Christmas movie. I've seen, I always watch, there's a few that I watch every year over and over again. Yeah. Oh, Kathy's asking if we plan to match Pretty in Pink. We did not, but we also have not yet done that movie. We realize we need a run. There's a bunch of like very iconic movies that we love that we have not yet seen, but we're getting there. Yeah, we want to do a John Hughes. We being me, and Katie fully agrees.
We need a John Hughes month.
A John Hughes month.
Yeah, we need a John Hughes month.
I mean, that means only 4 John Hughes movies, so I don't know.
Maybe we do a couple double hitters. We do a 2-hour back-to-back episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for hanging out on a Wednesday with all of us, and thanks for being flexible with your schedules. We will be back Thursday on task and on time, hopefully, to talk all about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then the following Thursday, which is the night before Halloween, we will be there and ready to go talking about Rocky Horror. And then that'll be it. That'll be it for the spooky-ish movies. And we'll be on to John Hughes and a couple other fun surprises. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure that you scan the code or go over to the VHSclubpod.com/email. And we will see you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Kidnapped.